good evening to all our lovely listeners out there in Podcast City. We're so happy to have you join us this first week in the month of May. In many ways, May is the most awesome month of the year. It's just full of spring spirit and mothers and all the beauty that comes with it. So we have lots of good things for you this month. But as we promised you, the first podcast of each month, we will answer your questions. And I want to invite you all right now in the live chat to put some questions in there so we can have communication with you and we can answer some questions for you the next time we meet. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce some of the questions we received regarding global women enrichment, and we're going to have our lovely ladies answer them for us. So the first question that we will bring to the table, some of you are curious about how we all got together and how we work together. You're used to seeing The View and all those women working together. And we have our own situation here as women from diverse situations and contexts. And we have come together to make Global Women podcast happen. And so I'm going to ask Paola to share with you how the dynamics of this group happen. So Paola, describe for them how we get along.
Are you sure you want me to answer this?
Yes, Paola.
This is going to be some hot tea.
Not really, but I think we have good energy, and then we complement each other. And then my strength or your strength, we don't have the same strength. And then to go back a little bit, I know, Venoya, Sandra for over 30 years because your children grew up together. And then I've known you for, 25 years almost. And then so with Venoya, she is passionate, driven, determined. So, and then 2 years ago when she decided to bring this global woman, 1,000 global woman. I thought like she was out of her mind, but I just went along because she's so convincing. So she got me involved in this. And then she introduced me to Sandra, who is classy, educated, elegant, articulate. And then so we started talking. And then this is how we got involved. Unfortunately, with COVID, we didn't do our conference that was supposed to happen. And then along the way, and then came Laura. Another vibrant woman that has so much to offer. And then there was something else I said about Laura. She fits well in. She is innovative. And then great idea. And then thank you for joining us as well to being part of Global Women Enrichment Board. Yes, thank you. So we have our aches or pain. We invite ladies that come together, and then they share their stories. We share pains, we share aches, we share successes, our successes, and then our stories. So this is what brought us together. And then I know the past few weeks we've been having wonderful time. How we disclose our self-disclosure about things, that no one knows, about us, and then we disclose, and then bring us closer together. But although Ms. Venoya, the president, always speak on Dr. Brown, that's because of love. It's nothing else. It's love. And then I love the energy that we have. I love our skills. I love what we bring together, us together on the table, the energy that we bring. And then I think the listeners also feel it and sense it. So it's thank you. And then I did say that I resigned last month. And then I'm back here again.
She resigns every month.
So ladies, my heart goes down to you, and then thank you, and then this is wonderful, and then there's no drama.
Exactly. Yes. Awesome.
We definitely have a strong sisterhood, and I think this is the power of women. Men sometimes don't seem to have the ability to bond in the brotherhood. When we see men do that, it's exceptional. But women have the gift of being sisters and sharing the same storylines, a little different context. But we have certain threads, I think, that pulls us together and makes us able to work together. And I want to, some of you have been curious about Laura. She looks a little different than the rest of us.
Really?
But she's no less. she's
came Laura.
she's no less a sister. Along came Laura. And Laura gets what Laura wants. How's that song go?
Yes,
Lola?
what Laura gets. What Laura
So
wants, Laura
I
gets.
want to direct the next question. Some of you have been curious about her. What inspired you to be a part of Global Women Enrichment, Laura?
So what inspired me was, first of all, it was Sandra who inspired me. She doesn't want me to say that, but the friendship that we have built over the years really is a sisterhood. And she was so excited about Global Women Enrichment and what she was doing, and Venoria and Paola, and what she was sharing with me, that excitement just spread to me. And when I had the opportunity to join these wonderful ladies, I jumped at it. I didn't even know exactly what I was getting into, but I was like, yes, let's do this. I think that Global Women Enrichment, our vision, our mission, what we do, the guests that we bring on, and how we explore so many different topics and are so authentic with how we share, I absolutely wanted to be part of that. So I was inspired by Sandra. And then I was inspired by the ladies, and once I got to know them, I definitely wanted to be in.
Thanks, Laura. I think that's great. I think it's important for our listeners to know that we're sisters. We may not look alike. We may not come from the same families. We may not come from the same countries. But like our mission says, we want women of every issue in life, every thread in life to come together and know that we're woven together in one quilt, and we cover a multitude of issues when we come together. We're stronger together. We bring our strengths and our weaknesses together. We laugh together. We cry together. And I think it's so beautiful, Laura, that you have joined our team. And I want to just say that it's been a joy. Who would have ever dreamed in 2018 when I met her that we would be sitting together like this on a podcast? And even though I met Laura on a particular spiritual journey, we would meet for breakfast and just talk about life and different things we're doing. And, Laura would say, I'd love for you to do something with me. And then here came this opportunity, and we're doing it together. And I really want to thank you for saying yes and taking a leap of faith, not knowing that we would consume your life like this once a month at least. So it's a beautiful thing when we can enjoy sisterhood and become family together in this journey. The next question is a very powerful question, and it's very relevant in the season of life, the season of the world that we are in. And one person asked, and these are conversations we've been having, is there any limitation or guidance to woman empowerment? I think that's a very potent question, because there are extremes that we don't want to encourage. I believe that in everything there are extremes, and we should be careful of extremes, because extremes get us into trouble. In any context in life, in any ideology, extremes can get us into trouble. And by extremes, I mean you could be very conservative, and I don't need to expand on that, or you could be radically on the other side, very extreme in what you believe and so forth. And so I'm going to share my personal opinion, and I will give the disclaimer that it is my personal opinion. I believe that as Global Women Enrichment, we don't want to put out there that you should be so empowered that you belittle anyone. I think we need to be clear that women empowerment is not about you being dominant and men being walked on. I have sons, and I'm married to my wonderful husband, Lance Brown, and I respect him. So I believe there's a place for mutual respect, mutual love, treating people the way we would want to be treated. So therefore, having said that, women empowerment means that you should not be a doormat. No one should walk on you. Everyone should recognize that you have been endowed with power and abilities and skills by God. And if God has given you those gifts and given you those skills, then we should be allowed to use them. And nobody needs to give us permission to do that. Everybody should give us the respect to express ourselves. So empowerment in the extreme means a balanced partnership. The other extreme to that is the era probably our parents or grandmothers came from, where they were at home and they did a job that no one could pay them for. It's worth thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Recently, my husband shared with me that a study was done, and when they calculated the role of a mother and what she did in the home, it was close to a salary of $200,000. Gentlemen, if you'd like to pay your wives who are at home. All right, I don't make $200,000 yet, but I'm getting there. But the point I'm making is we should not be considered doormats. We should not be feeling inferior. We shouldn't be feeling like we don't count. We shouldn't feel like we're somebody's behind the scenes person. We are women. We are women. Watch us roar. We are here to take charge, not to put anybody down. So I think to answer the question, we want to find a middle ground where we're not put down, we're not treated like property, we're not treated like we're not important, but in the same breath, we're partners with the ones we work with. Have I answered that sufficiently, ladies? Would you like to add anything to that?
I think the important thing that you're touching on is that empowerment isn't about belittling anyone else. It truly is about respect. It's not about emasculating a man. It's about respect. And it's about respect both ways. It's women saying there were so many years where women did not feel respected, that now we feel that through empowerment we have a voice, and we're just asking for everyone to respect each other.
Venoria,
And
President?
I do second that, because to me, like Laura said, it's not belittling anyone. To me, it's the opposite, lifting, finding that positive in each person.
Absolutely.
And lifting them up, supporting their goals, their missions, their endeavors, whatever they want to do in life. You may choose to do one thing, I may choose to do something else, but that does not mean that my something else is greater than your something else. Everyone has goals and inspirations, and just continue to seek to be the best of whatever those goals or inspirations are. So I'm in agreement.
So with that, I just want to encourage you out there, all our listeners, be you male or female. I know we have some male followers. I want you to tell our men we love you dearly. We're so happy to have you in our lives. We're glad for the partnership we have with you. And we're grateful that you respect us. And we promise you we'll respect you. When we slip up, please remind us it's mutual respect. We'll take it with grace. And if you're a woman out there feeling belittled, feeling like you're unimportant, we're here to tell you you are important. You were made on purpose, for purpose. You are important. And you need to find your worth. And if you need us to help you find your worth, we'll be happy to do that. Connect with us through our website.
Or you can also reach out to us on our email at gwenrichment@gmail.com.
Thank you, Laura. We have one final question we want to share with you today. And if any of the women have additional questions related to this, please feel free to do so. So here's another question we got. Our name is Global Women Enrichment, but they only see us here in Miami, Florida. So the question is, has there been any thought of going global, and what does that mean for Global Women Enrichment? I think I'll ask our wonderful president to give her view on that, because we take our lead from her. So, dear Venoria, what's our plans for going global, and what does that mean or look like?
Well, definitely, just from the name alone, global, that definitely will tell you that we definitely have interest in going global, taking the world by storm. That means in going to the masses from not only the United States, but the Caribbean and other places throughout the world that some of us have never even visited. Having basically collaborating with others. In order for us to reach the masses, we have to do collaborating. So collaborating and partnering with other women organizations is definitely something that we are looking into. Many women have reached out to us and from various organizations. So those are things that we definitely will look into in the future to bring into fruition.
Okay, thank you so much, Venoria, for sharing that with us. And I want you to know, to our sweet listeners out there, some of you have reached out to us. I know we have gotten contacts in Haiti. We have gotten contacts in Jamaica. We're looking at contacts in the United States, all over the United States. And if you want us to join with you as you do your own work among women in your own context, in your own culture, in your own country, we will be very happy to mentor. We will be very happy to be guests for you. We'll be very happy to participate and to enjoy some of the culture. Right now, I know we can't travel freely yet, but when the borders are open for travel without COVID being a risk and a danger, then we'll be more than happy to join with you, to collaborate with you as we continue our global journey to enrich women, to empower women, and to help women everywhere to find their value and their worth in balance with all the partnerships that we share. Anything else you'd like to add, ladies, before we move on?
Empower, encourage, and enrich.
Empower, encourage, and enrich, says our famous president. Empower, encourage, and enrich. We encourage you everywhere to be strong, be bold, be brave, because we are women and we roar. Join us next week. We will be featuring Mother's Day. Next week, Saturday, our podcast will be a special for Mother's Day, and we invite you all to join us. Thank you so much for joining us for question and answers, and we invite you to send your questions in so we have questions to answer the next time we meet. Thank you.